Welcome to today's video called SMMA 2.0 SaaS. I'm super stoked about this video. It's value packed and I hope you're excited too. Let's dive in and get started. All right, we're inside my computer. Let's go. So here's what I'm going to cover in today's video. First of all, SMMA 2.0 SaaS, what that is, the benefits, all that good stuff. And then at the end, I'm actually going to do an interview with Sean Clark, the co-founder of High Level, and he's dropping some value bombs in there. So I hope you're excited. Let's dive into it. As always, make sure that you subscribe and follow me on YouTube and on Instagram for important updates regarding the course. Share the course. Let's start a revolution together. Let's change people's lives together. I need you guys' help. Essentially, you know this by now. Warning, this is the most important video in the entire course right now, so make sure that you watch it from the beginning to end. Don't skip, don't fast forward. Pro tip, watch the video in double speed if you want to. So what we're going to discuss in today's video is the pro plan of High Level, the SaaS plan. So before we dive into explaining exactly what it is and what it entails, you can start a 30-day free trial and follow along in the video if you go to maxpearson.com/highlevelpro. So if we simply open up this link, it will take you to this specific page. And what you can do on this page is that you don't get a 14-day free trial, but you get a 30-day free trial. And most of you that are watching this video are obviously going through the course and you will already have a High Level account. So what you can do then is that you can start a 30-day free trial of the SaaS plan. So even if you're paying right now, you're going to get a coupon for 30 days. And what you do if you're already a High Level user is that you simply click this link right here. You put in your first name, last name, email, and then you put in your agency relationship number right here. And you find the agency relationship number by logging into your High Level account, and you are in the agency view. Then you go down to settings, then you go to company, and then here you will find a relationship number right here. So you copy paste this number into here and you start your 30-day free trial. So with that said, now let's dive into the presentation, SMMA 2.0 SaaS. This is a super important video, value packed, and it's going to benefit you a ton. So let's dig into it. So the first thing that you get when you upgrade to the SaaS plan, to the pro plan with High Level, is that you will be able to do text and email rebilling. So one of the biggest perks of enabling SaaS mode for your High Level account is the ability to resell the text and email usage with a markup. So instead of you paying for your client's usage, your client will pay for it themselves. And you will be able to make some extra money as well since you're selling it with a markup. So let's take a look and let me show you exactly what this means. So if you're not using the SaaS plan, basically when you sign up for a new client, you have to pay for their text and email usage, right? Whether you're using Mailgun or Twilio or the own solution that High Level has right now as well, you have to pay for them unless you have the SaaS Pro plan. But what happens when you upgrade to the SaaS Pro plan is that when you go into a sub account, so here I have a client sub account example, we're still under the agency view, right? But if you go to sub accounts as normal and you scroll down, you'll be able to enable SaaS mode for this location, as you can see right here. If I do that, if I enable it, what I can do then is that I can simply click on, I already have this customer in Stripe, because you've built your current customer or your new customers using Stripe, right? Then what you can do is that you can simply search for that customer in here, either their name or their email, and you will be able to enable SaaS mode for that client. So here's one of our clients, and just to show you kind of what it looks like once you've enabled it, is that you can resell different things. So you can offer Yext, for example, so you can make some extra money from your clients there while offering a lot of value and increasing the stickiness of your service as well, meaning that you can offer them even more value in terms of a service online with the software solution, so that it makes it very hard for your client to stop working with you. And I'm going to go into more detail what Yext is, and you can even upgrade to resell WordPress. This is not included in the SaaS plan. This is something that I'm paying like $5,000 extra per year for, because again, me and my team with my agency, we're all in with High Level for our agency and for our clients, because we want to increase that stickiness. So we resell WordPress on our platform, so it makes it very hard for our clients to leave us, but we're also reselling Yext. But to my point here, you can also resell the usage of your Twilio account or of your text message usage and your email usage as well. And it's called rebilling. So basically what you can do here, right, is that you can drag and drop this one. You can either have a 1x markup or up to a 10x markup. So as you can see here, making calls, phone system charge $0.014 per minute. And then if you do the markup here, this is basically what you're going to charge. You can see what the profit is per call, per received call, and per text message. So every single time your clients are sending a text message or making a phone call using High Level under your account, you will make money from it. So you can see how powerful this is. And here's the thing, all services out there are selling their services with a markup. And pretty much all other softwares out there are using like Mailgun and Twilio, and they resell that to their clients with a markup. So either you can increase this to like 2 or 5x, but even if you have it at 1x, your clients will still pay for the service themselves. So you will not pay it for them essentially, right? So this is huge. And you can do the same for phone and also for the email, right? So you can see here, if we drag this one up to like a 3.5x markup, let's say, your email cost is $0.007, and then you will make a profit of $0.0175 per email. And this stacks up when you're having a lot of clients sending a lot of emails as well. So this is absolutely one of the biggest perks, because as you start to get more clients, it can get quite expensive if you're going to pay for all of the text and email bills yourself. So it's just a no-brainer to utilize this functionality that your clients are paying for it themselves, or you have a markup and you make some money from it as well, on top of the Yext and the WordPress that I'm going to talk a little bit more here in just a sec. But this is definitely one of the biggest perks of upgrading to the SaaS Pro plan, but there's a ton of other features as well. So reselling, you will also be able to resell other services such as Yext SEO that I'm going to show you now in just a second, and WordPress hosting as well. Yext listings are very powerful, or it's a very powerful option to offer to your clients. It's automated, it provides a ton of value, you can sell it with a markup, and it creates an extra layer of stickiness of using your services. It's hard to cancel such a service if they're getting a ton of value from working with you and your software. They're not only getting the marketing automation system with the automations and the funnels, the text and the email and the Google My Business sequences and the web chat with it, but you also add on other services into it and do an incorporation with Yext SEO, let's say. It's going to be very hard to cancel that service since they're getting so much value from it. And our clients absolutely love Yext SEO. It's a super simple thing to offer, and it provides a ton of value. So let me show you exactly what it is. So once you've enabled the SaaS plan or the Pro plan for your agency account, all of your sub accounts and all of your clients will be able to see listings here under their account essentially. So right now I'm in a sub account for one of our clients. If you go to reputation, you will see a tab that says listings. So this is the Yext SEO listings, and High Level basically has a partnership with Yext SEO or Yext listings, and they're basically the market leader when it comes to online listings. And basically what it is that with just a click of a button, your clients can enable this service. And we always pitch this service on our onboarding. You can also mention it on your sales call in your pitch deck. That is something we have started to enable recently as well, simply because our clients just love this feature so much, and it's very easy for us to deliver as well. And basically what it is that in just a click of a button, your clients, or you can do it for your clients as well, is that you basically write in the business name, their email, and their phone number and their address right here, as you can see, and then it uploads it to up to like 150 different online listings, I think it is. So for example, an online listing is Google My Business, right? But Apple has one, Bing has one, Facebook has one, Yelp has one. Basically upload all of these listings automatically from one place, and you can see that they're live here and so on and so forth. And the way that we sell this to our clients is, first of all, that it creates a backlink to their website, but also why it's so powerful is because we have Alexa here and Apple here as well. So if somebody uses their iPhone or their Alexa from their Google phone, let's say, and somebody Googles with their voice saying, which is the best roofing company near me, which is the best solar company near me, then Google and their bots will go out and check for all of these different listings out there. And if you don't have an online listing, then you will not be found essentially. But if you just use a simple service like Yext listings, you're going to be uploaded on all of the different listings out there. You don't have to do it manually, which is very tedious and takes a lot of time, but you can just do it from one click of a button, integrated into your software. It creates some backlinks, and you will help your clients to be live on all of these different listings as well, which is super powerful. And the way we sell this is that I think High Level charges like $30 for it, something like that, but we resell it to our clients for $97 per month. So we're basically making an extra $60 or $70 per month from reselling this to our clients. But more importantly, it just creates an extra layer of stickiness. You're providing more value for your clients, which they are going to love because they get a ton of benefit from it. So it's going to be very hard for them to stop working with you. That's the goal when we upgrade to the Pro plan. Offer more value, increase the stickiness, lower the churn, and not only sell leads to our clients, but also help them with multiple other different services so they basically cannot leave us essentially. That's the entire thing with the SMMA 2.0 SaaS. Let's continue to the third point, and that is that you can also create an $497 per month SaaS SMMA offer that that you can use to downsell. So let me explain. So another great thing with a SaaS plan is that you can create an individual offer for only using your software. We use this as a downsell in our agency. So if the client that we're talking to on a sales call, if they're not a good fit for our high ticket offer, meaning the $3,000 per month offer, we can downsell them to a $497 per month offer instead. And we include the entire snapshot, the automations, the sales pipeline, the web chat widget. They can upgrade to the Yext listings and so on and so forth as well. And they basically get the exact same software setup that we use for our higher ticket clients, but then we also add on like a service that is very simple for us to deliver to them, but it's very valuable to them. For example, we can help them with the reputation management once per month, or we can add on the Yext listing so they get that as well. And we can also help them with the database reactivation, meaning that we can help them to basically reactivate their past leads with an offer once per month. And the goal here is to get them quick wins, get them some sales, and upgrade them to the full service over time. So this is just a very smart way to make as many sales as you can in the beginning and over time as well. So if you're talking to a client that is not a good fit for your $3,000 per month offer, let's say, for the full service, you can downsell them to a $497 per month, where they basically just get access to the software and all of the benefits with the software. And then you can add on like a service that you do for them once per month that is very easy to do. So again, you can help them to do some reputation management once per month to send out Google review requests. And I'm going to show you how to do that in just a sec. You can also help them to enable the Yext listings and keep a track of that. And you can do database reactivation for them once per month as well. So let me show you how we can do that. So the easiest way to do a database reactivation for your clients is just to go under the contacts tab for your clients. And if you're having a completely new client, what you do here very simply is that you just ask them if they have a past lead list, essentially. If they have a CSV or something of their past leads or past customers, you just upload that into High Level, and you can do that here by importing contacts. Once you've imported your contacts, then you can just highlight them, select all records, and then you can either like send a text message to all of them. So do like a text message blast right here. So if I click that button, I'm going to click on OK Proceed, and then you can type the message here and send that out to your entire list immediately. And this is what we call a database reactivation. You basically offer this as a service to your new clients when you're just starting out, and you can help clients to put together a really good offer, a no-brainer offer, right, to your clients' clients. It can be like a seasonal offer or an offer with some time urgency and some scarcity. It's only going to be live for like 7 days or something like that. So immediately when you onboard a new client, you can do this database reactivation and make some quick wins and help them to make money quick. And sometimes when we do this for our clients, they're making thousands, tens of thousands of dollars in return from just doing this. And they're just stoked, and we're starting out the partnership on the right foot. So I can highly recommend to do this. It's very simple, but very, very powerful. Also, what you can do here is that you can upload a separate list, and then you can tag them, let's say, with past customers. So my point here is that you only select a list of your clients, past clients, and then you can click the star here and send review requests, and then you can do some reputation management for your clients, basically sending out a request to your clients asking for a Google review so that you can help them to get some more reviews on their Google My Business page, which is huge for local business. But if we go back to the presentation, the main thing that is a huge benefit with the SaaS Pro plan on High Level is that you can do a smaller SaaS offer that you can downsell to people that are not ready for your high ticket offer. They start off on the $497 plan. They get to test your software. You can also do a free trial for the software if you want to. It's very easy to set up within High Level. I'm going to show you that in just a sec. So for example, you can offer them a 14-day free trial. Then it's $497 per month. You do the database reactivation for them, you enable Yext listings, and you also do the reputation management service for them. You can offer them that, hey, I'm going to do the reputation management service for 1 month or every single month. We're going to enable the Yext listings, and I'm going to do a new database reactivation for you every single month as well. We have a 14-day free trial, and then it's $497 per month. They're going to be stoked to at least want to try it out. And then when you do the actual reputation management and the database reactivation, there you're going to help them to make some sales, make some money, and then you can upgrade them to the higher ticket plan. And if you go back to your agency view where I am right now, and then you go to the SaaS configurator, this is where you can enable and kind of customize 3 different plans. And this is if you only want to sell like high level as a SaaS service and only focus on that. That is something that you can do. However, how we do it in our agency is that we only offer on the high ticket service, right? As I've taught you how to do in the entire course. But then we use high level as a downsell, as I just told you, for some clients that we think is a good fit to work with in the future, or they just want to try out our software. But here under the SaaS configurator, you can basically configure 3 different plans, and you can also offer them a 14-day free trial here, which you can enable or disable. And here you can also put in the reselling or the rebilling, and you can like have this, you can enable this or disable this, and you can have this basically put the default value that you want to do for your new clients and so on and so forth. All right, let's continue with the presentation. Here's actually my favorite thing when it comes to the SaaS Pro plan. This is the most powerful thing that I like from the SaaS Pro plan. This is what have helped me to produce the most amount of money for my clients, and that is the A/B testing. I didn't even know that this was something that you only got on the Pro plan, because I basically upgraded to the Pro plan pretty much immediately when I found out about high level, so I thought everybody had it. I think I even mentioned it in the previous videos in the course that the A/B testing is something that you should do, but I learned quite recently when I looked into creating this video that the A/B testing is actually something you only get on the Pro plan, and this is the most powerful feature when you use high level for yourself and for your clients. So let me explain. So yeah, this is the most powerful benefit of using the SaaS or Pro plan. You will be able to A/B test the funnels for your clients. This is extremely powerful if you know how to use it correctly. For example, instead of increasing the click-through rate on your ads for your clients, which can be tough to do sometimes, right? We can simply test and increase the conversion rate on your landing page. Taking it from 5 to 15% will result in 3 times as much amount of leads for your clients and booked appointments. So this is very, very powerful, because over time, as you get better and better with your ads and you have a media buyer and you've basically figured out how to do the ads for your clients, you're leaving so much money on the table if you're not A/B testing your landing pages. And I'm going to show you exactly what I mean here. So we're inside of an account here for one of our clients, and if I go under sites, we have the funnel, as you know. But when you upgrade to the SaaS Pro plan, you can do A/B test. And for this specific client right now, we're not running an A/B test, but I'm going to show you some results here, why it's so powerful. And the way you do an A/B test is very, very simple. You simply click on create variation, duplicate the control page, then you would get 2 different variations. And what we always do, as you can see here for this client, this is the template that we're still using, that I'm giving away in the course. This is what we're using for our clients. It's one of our highest performing landing pages for our clients, and this works for any type of local business. Basically what we do is that we do a 50-50% test. I always click yes and then apply. I'm not going to do that right now, but I keep everything the same. The only difference that I do is that I replace the background image. So with this background image, and we're testing another background image, this background image might have a 10% conversion rate, and then if we just change out the image, we get a 20% conversion rate. It's crazy. And again, if you go from 10 to 20%, you're basically gonna double the amount of leads that you generate for your clients and booked appointments by just changing an image. Yeah, we basically start a new test, we let it run for 3 to 4 days, we check in on it, we let it run for another 3 to 4 days, and we do tests like that over and over. And then what you can do is that you can click on stats. So if I go back in time here a little bit, here's basically what it's going to look like, right? So here's basically the control page that we were testing. You can see all of the stats here, and then you can also see the stats here for the booking page, right? So you can see that we did like 4 different tests during this month, and we had, you can see how many visitors we had, how many unique visitors, and how many opt-ins, and how many leads we generated, and what the opt-in page was on the page. So on average, it was, I think, like, 10.62%. We had 1,800 unique visitors and generated 200 leads that month. So 10% conversion rate on that landing page. However, if I go to the next month, so just 30 days after that, here's basically the results that we had then, right? So on this month, we had a 19% conversion rate. So we had, 2,887 unique visitors, and we generated 549 leads, right? So we basically doubled the conversion rate, and we got even more traffic to this page as well. So here, I'm like, this is like the easiest win that you can do for your clients or for your campaigns, because most people, what they do when they're trying to do media buying is that they only focus on the ad account, essentially, right? You want to get as many clicks and as low CPMs and so on and so forth, right? But the most important thing and the easiest win that you can do is just to do A/B tests for your clients like this. The reason why we went from 10% to 19% and more than double the amount of leads that we got for that client in just 30 days, is that we did a simple A/B test. And the only thing that we did, we kept everything the same. We only replaced the background image. So if you want to produce even better results for your clients, you need to have the A/B test. This is like a no-brainer for you, and it's the easiest thing that you can do. You can basically keep your clients or your campaigns exactly the same, but you just do A/B testing instead. And I know that a lot of people in the course are using the Facebook advertising or the Facebook lead forms basically, right? And I'm sure you know my take on it. I used to use that in the past, but the reason why we stopped using the Facebook lead forms is because the quality is normally very low, at least in our industry. So that is why we're utilizing separate landing pages with surveys where the visitor to the landing page or the potential lead actually has to go through the survey and click and put in everything manually, versus in the Facebook lead form, everything is pre-filled, right? So it generates a lot of very low quality leads. But yeah, so that's why we like to utilize separate landing pages, and we can also do the A/B testing in here. And what's really cool about High Level as well, right, is that doing A/B testing has never been easier, and High Level makes it super simple, because we have the landing pages, we have the surveys, and the calendars all in one software. In the past, when we used ClickFunnels for the landing pages, Calendly for the booking, and like JotForm for the service, it was a headache to do A/B testing because we had 3 different softwares and trying to see which one worked the best. It didn't work at all. So doing A/B testing with High Level is like the best thing that you can do for your agency to produce better results for your clients. So just the upgrading to the Pro plan is more than worth it for only for this feature, essentially. All right, let's continue. So the next thing I want to discuss is the Stripe connection, right? So once you've signed up for the SaaS Pro plan, you will also be able to connect your Stripe account to High Level. This will also give you access to the MRR, or the monthly recurring revenue function, on your dashboard. So let me show you exactly how to do that. So this is actually something that you have to do immediately when you sign up to the Pro plan, essentially, right? But you have to connect your Stripe account to your High Level account, essentially, to be able to enable all of the other features. And once you've done that, you can see here under the agency dashboard, you will be able to see all of the numbers for your agency for the past 6 months, essentially. The next really cool feature about the SaaS Pro plan is regarding the payments, right? So we always bill our clients directly from Stripe, as shown previously in the course, right? So as soon as we get a new client, we do the sales call, we send a payment link via Stripe to them, and then they pay via that payment link, essentially, right? And then what we do is that we enable the SaaS mode for that specific client or sub account when we do the onboarding. So I'm going to show you exactly how we do that here in just a sec. So you basically go into the sub accounts, you go into the account for that new specific client, and then you enable SaaS mode. And I showed you how to do this previously as well. So this is where you can choose to offer, if you want to resell Yext listings, or if you're buying the extra WordPress hosting, as we're doing. That is not included in the SaaS plan. The WordPress hosting, that is something you have to pay extra for. I think we're paying like $3,000 or $5,000 per month extra to be able to enable WordPress hosting for our clients. But we do that again to be able to have that extra layer of like stickiness, right? If we are helping our clients to host their website included in our service, that's another stickiness. That's another thing that makes it harder for our clients to stop working with us, because we're not only generating leads for them, we're having the software, we have Yext listings, and we're also hosting their WordPress website in there. We do their database reactivation, we do the reputation management, we have their the web chat widget, all of the automations, all of these different things is like layers of stickiness, and how you reduce your churn. Basically, you increase your chances of keeping your clients for longer. And that's the most important thing when you run an agency. You don't want to churn and burn through new clients, but you want to have clients for the long term. Because remember, you can have one client for 1 year, and that is going to be worth just as much money as having 4 clients staying with you for 3 months. So I much rather have one client staying with me for years than having new clients all the time that I have to keep through and onboard and all of these things. So that's why I'm investing so much money into High Level. I'm going all in with High Level because it helps me to keep my clients for longer. And that's the thing that I'm trying to convey to you as well, that is why the SaaS Pro plan is so powerful. All right. So make sure that you have your client added as an admin inside of the sub account. Choose I already have this customer in Stripe and search for a client's name or email. I basically showed you how to do this before, right? But I just want to reiterate it. So let's say I've made a sell. I had my sales call. I did my pitch deck. they signed the contract, they paid the payment link via Stripe. And now what I'm going to do is that I've created a sub account, I've added my client as an admin and all of that. You should already know how to do that. I've just talked about it in the onboarding video, right? So now what I want to do for this client sub account example is that I'm going to enable the SaaS mode right here. So it's very simple to do. I just go into the sub accounts, I go into this specific sub account, and then I click enable right here. And then you just click on, I already have this customer in Stripe. You search for the customer name or the email that they used to basically pay for your service, and then you can just click here, convert into SaaS, and then you're done. All right, let's continue. Another big perk with the SaaS Pro plan is that your customers will be able to find the invoices from using your services inside of their sub account, right? So if you go into the sub account, then settings, then company billing, and then billing history, they will be able to see all of the invoices there from Stripe auto-generated, which is huge. So always cover this during the onboarding. This is something that we always show to our clients when we do the onboarding. You know, if you go here into settings, company billing, this is where you find all of your invoices. This is huge. And all of our clients love this feature. It's a very simple thing. You might not be thinking about this, but it just makes it a lot easier. It makes it appear a lot more professional as well, because they are doing their accounting and they want to be able to find all of the invoices for your services. So instead of them having to mail you and ask for it, they know that, you know, we have that in the software. It makes it super, super simple. So let me show you how that works. All right, so I'm inside of the sub account for my client, and then they can basically just go to settings. They go to company billing. Here they will see what card they've added. They also have the current balance here for the automations, for the text and for the email, right? But more importantly, here to the right, you will see the billing history. So this is, as you can see, like this client, we've had this client for like close to 2 years right now, I think. And then it's very simple for them, right? So if you take this first example here, we have a subscription of $97. That is the Yext listings that we have sold to this client that they're using. So we're making a little bit of money there. But again, we're not doing that for the money, but we're selling this for the stickiness, right? But and here we have the full subscription, right? So here we have, for this client is paying us $4,000 per month to help them with our service essentially, and they've been paying us $4,000 per month for years now essentially, right? So yeah, it's very simple, and they love this feature. They can just log in here, the accountant can just log in here and find all of the invoices here from using our service, and they don't have to mail us and back and forth and that, right? So it's a very simple thing that you might not think about when you sign up for the SaaS Pro plan, but definitely when you sign up for the SaaS Pro plan, mention this to your clients. You know, we have this company billing, you will find all of your invoices here, and I'm gonna promise you that all of them are gonna love you for it. It's a very simple thing, but it just makes you appear very, very professional, and it's, you know, just think about it yourself when you use the service online and you couldn't find the invoices, you have to email people back and forth, and it's just a hassle. So it's just a nice thing to have this right here. And again, all of this happens automatically. It pulls all of the information from Stripe, so you don't have to do anything. You just set it and forget it essentially. Let's continue. So lower churn rate. I've talked about this quite a bit right now already in this video, but did you know that the industry average churn rate for just lead generation services is about 67% monthly? The average lead generation client is 1 to 3 months, meaning that they use your service for 1 to 3 months and then they leave. The average churn rate, however, for SaaS clients is about 5%. So when the business signs up for a software that they find very useful, they simply don't turn it off, right? It becomes like a utility bill. So this is exactly why you want to provide as much value as you can with your SMMA 2.0 SaaS offer. It's very hard to stop working with you when you offer both a service and a software that provides immense amount of value, right? So this is why results always win. That all that I care about is results and value. If you can provide more value than your competitors, you're the one who's going to win. And that is why you should go all in into high level, exactly like I've done and as we have done in my agency, because we can just provide more value than anybody else out there. And you have so many tools that you can give to your clients, right? Obviously, the most important thing is that you will be able to generate leads and book appointments, or basically clients, and help your clients to make more money. And the way that the SaaS Pro plan is going to help you with that is mainly the A/B testing, right? But also all of the other features, obviously, with the entire high level software and with the automations and, you know, the sales pipeline. You can also help them to do the database reactivation, also with the reputation management, all of these things. But also what's really cool here is that you can provide even more value, right? You can do the Yext listings, you can resell WordPress as we do if you want to, and those two combined are super duper powerful, right? Or they might not sound like a lot, but if you have a client and they have their website inside of your high level software, and that's included in your fee, essentially, they don't have to pay a separate hosting provider like GoDaddy or something, and a domain and all of that stuff, right? Domain, I'm sure they have to pay for, but the hosting, instead of having that spread out, they can just have everything under one roof in one place. It's huge. And also Yext listings, I highly recommend that you go to the Yext website and kind of read, but you know, the service that you're providing there is very simple with the listings and the backlinks, and you know, you can talk about the organic search. If somebody asks Alexa, if you're not on the Alexa listings, they're not going to be able to find them. And yeah, but my point here is that you're not only helping your clients to generate leads, but you're also helping them, you want to provide as much value as you possibly can. And so yeah, again, that's why we've invested all into high level with the WordPress, with Yext. And also what I like absolutely the best with the SaaS Pro plan is the rebilling, as I mentioned, that you don't have to pay for the text and email, but your clients do that, and you can sell that with the markup. But also a huge thing is like be able to do the A/B testing. It's huge. I cannot stress that enough. Basically, you know, when we start a new campaign for our clients, we pretty much have our campaign structure and how our ads are structured and what we mention in the ad copy and the images that we use and the targeting that we use. We basically know how to do that very well, and we do some testing there for sure. But like the biggest thing, the simplest win that you can do when you run a local campaign for local clients is to A/B test the landing page. Again, if you go from 5% to 15, you triple the amount of leads, not changing anything in the campaign. And as I showed you in the previous example as well, they basically went from 10% to like 19 or 20%. And they went from like 100 leads to 500 leads because we A/B tested the campaign and landing page, and you know, we just provided a ton of leads for them, right? So it's a very simple win, and it's mostly you can just change the background image and that's it essentially, right? So when to upgrade? When should you upgrade to the SaaS Pro plan? Well, upgrade as soon as you can, and as soon as you have a proof of concept and some cash flow coming into your business. It provides too much value for yourself and for your clients to ignore. You will not only make more money from it, but you will be able to keep your clients for longer due to the stickiness. Remember, you can keep one client for 12 months. And it will be worth just as much as having 4 clients for 3 months. So you don't want to churn and burn through clients, but you want to have that stickiness and keep your clients for long. Just as I showed you before, we have the $4,000 clients. We have multiple of them that we've had for years, right? And high level is a huge, it's obviously, again, the service is the most important thing, but I can thank high level a ton. Like our clients love high level, especially when you add those extra services as I've talked about, right? So we keep our clients for years. All comes down to providing more value than anybody else, and high level makes it so easy to provide a ton of value for your clients. So again, you can go to maxpearson.com/highlevelpro and you can start your 30-day free trial right there. I hope you're pumped. I hope you're excited about this, because the SMMA 2.0 agency that has the SaaS included is just a killer machine, a lean, mean machine that can provide a ton of value for your clients. And you can also provide a ton of value for the clients that cannot afford your services as of yet. Again, I highly recommend to go for the little bit higher tier clients, but sometimes you just talk to a client and they just want to offer or test out your service, and then you can offer them a 14-day free trial. You can offer them the actual software only as well, and you can provide them with those simple quick win services as the database reactivation. You can also do the reputation management, enable Yext listings, and they pay for their own text and email services. They test that for 14 days. You get in some quick wins. Then they either pay $497 per month. They do that for a couple of months. They start to make more money, and then they upgrade to your full service as well. So it's a complete no-brainer. But now to the most exciting part of this video, I'm going to do an interview with Sean Clark, who's the co-founder of High Level. Super exciting, super interesting interview. So let's dive into that right now. All right, Sean, a pleasure to have you here. Thank you so much for being here. I've been very excited about this interview. So thank you so much for taking your time and being here.
For sure. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Awesome. So basically for today, I planned some questions essentially for this interview. I had some questions that I prepared myself, but I also did a post inside of our community essentially a couple of days ago, and it reached like 4,000 people. We had over like 400 likes and over 100 questions in there. So people are very excited about it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome. And I'm not going to ask you obviously 100 questions today, but I have compiled like the best questions essentially. Yes. But yeah, if it's okay with you, we can just dive right into it.
Yeah, fire away. I love that.
Awesome. So, and just to give you like a quick background about the people essentially, or the audience, it's mostly people who are starting, running, and growing their first SMMA agency. and they're mainly focusing on higher ticket sales. They're selling like services for between $1,500 to $5,000 per month. And they're currently on the $97 plan with high level or the $297 plan, and they completely love it. And this interview will basically be part of a video where we talk more about the Pro and the SaaS plan.
Sure.
Awesome. So I just want to begin with a couple of questions regarding like the Pro and SaaS plan, and then we can go into a little bit more about like the future of the industry and stuff like that. Cool. So my first question is basically that, like for a social media marketing agency owner that is starting out, they're going to the first $10,000, $20,000 per month. They're currently on the $97 or $297 plan. What do you feel is like the biggest perk for them selling a high ticket service to be able to upgrade to the Pro/SaaS plan, essentially?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, I think that the big advantage is just additional revenue that's super highly profitable, right? So, and also allowing them a couple of things. So there's more revenue there. So just billing the software plus the utilization, that's hundreds of dollars a month in essentially free money. So why wouldn't you do that, right? Ultimately, as you help your clients grow, they're gonna send more messages, they're gonna send more emails, and you're gonna make money off of all of those incremental costs. So that's a great thing. I also think it gives you a lot more churn protection. So for example, it tends to be with high ticket items, there's a lot of high stakes, right? And if you ever get into a situation where maybe your clients call you and say, hey, I'd really love to dial back for a month or two. Now you have this thing to fall back on that's a lot less expensive that I think a lot of people, that will create a lot of stickiness and value. So worst case scenario, you always have that to fall back on. And that means you didn't get fired. It means you still have as a client, and it makes it a lot easier for them to come back up later on into more of that high ticket environment, right? So it gives you that nice backstop. So I would say that those are the two biggest reasons that I would look at. And then if you're also think about it also from the pitch perspective, the best coaches I know, the guys who charge $100,000 a year, none of them come out and say, hi, I'd love to coach you. It'll be $100,000 a year, because everyone would be like, no, thanks. You're nuts. They all have a much lower ticket start, right? So if you look at the SaaS play, I think that's ultimately a great advantage there. Because if you're trying to pitch something very expensive to start with, if I don't know you, it's just a big hill to climb, right? How do I know if you're worth that? Why should I say yes to you? Versus I think that it's better to deliver cheaper value and ultimately bring me up. And I think the SaaS play is a really easy and great way to do that.
Yeah, I completely agree. Like the rebuilding is huge, just that aspect, but also the aspect that you can have like an offer that you can downsell to people, or like start smaller and then upgrade. But also like the reselling of like Yext and like even the WordPress that you can add on is huge as well to like improve that stickiness as well. Like the A/B testing for the funnels is something that is huge, actually, at least in my agency. I thought that was included in the other plans, but I use that all the time to be able to take like a landing page for like 5% to 20%, and we just quadruple the lead for the client. It's actually huge. And also the Stripe connection, like a small thing, just be able to show your clients that you have your invoices in there, just small things that just makes it awesome.
You'll make a lot more if you're at the $297 plan and you have customers. You will easily make more than the $200 in upgrading. If not, you're doing something wrong, because there's so much value, even again, like you said, in the reselling of the phone calls and the SMSs and the emails. Just a small markup there is huge, and you make way more than $200 off a good client.
Yeah, I love that as well. And even if you don't have like a markup on it, you're still saving money on it than just paying for your clients, text and so on and so forth as well. But the markup is awesome.
It's true.
So when do you think it's like a good timing for somebody starting out? Like when do you think it's a good timing to upgrade to the SaaS plan?
So I would just, what I would do is I would get going, right? And the nice thing is, even if you wanted to do SaaS out of the gate, even though this will probably lose me a little money, you can actually start that on the $297, right? You can do a lot of that stuff manually to get going. And so I would go to $497 when you get to that place where it's like, okay, I've kind of got the model down. I understand what I'm selling, but now I just want to scale it better. I want to automate it. I want to make my life easier so I can focus on other things, right? So I would really just make sure you understand that the model is there. You understand how to scale that model. You understand that it's super profitable. You kind of get all of the mechanics behind it, and you can implement it, manually a couple of times to just make sure you got it. And then that's when I would go into the Pro, because now you just automate it. You take that off your plate, and then you can focus on the sales and making sure that every time you're doing your high ticket sale, you're also selling this in addition to that, or you're using it as the low ticket sale in order to scale faster.
Awesome. So basically, like, get your proof of concept, get some cash flow coming in, and then upgrade, and then you kind of secure that stickiness when you do that. So you're basically saving money doing it anyways. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I would say, again, I always say, look, if you're paying us more than we're making you, you're just doing something wrong. Like, that's literally all it is. Like, you should be able to go out and make one sale, one client, one SaaS engagement right there and pay for the whole thing.
Yeah, like the coolest thing when I started using High Level was that I could tell people that, you know, we're not only like a lead provider, but we're like a deal provider now. We can actually help you with so much more than just sending you the leads, which is huge.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I was like gluing everything together in the past, like, you know, having Calendly, ClickFunnels, and all of this. And I was like, can actually High Level be better with all of this in one? And it is better. And we can track everything from one place. It's truly awesome. Good stuff. Next question. So what do you think is like the main focus for a social media marketing agency owner now in 2023 and beyond, like to really set you apart, to be able to produce better results for yourself and for your clients and be able to scale your agency?
Yeah. I mean, it's boring, but I really love the SaaSpreneur concept. I really think it's a scalable model. And I've seen it now across thousands of agencies. I mean, our biggest SaaSpreneur agency will do $10 million this year in revenue. And so, I mean, it's very telling as a model. And I think models matter more than anything. You need to create scalable models. And also the price point speaks to almost every small business. And, you know, whether we go into an official recession or not, the economy this year is not going to be the economy of last year. And so as a result, or the year before, you know, fundamentally, you're going to have to be challenged by this idea of, you know, economic headwinds. So how are you going to answer back to that? And I think finding a model that is going to get people into your business easier and faster and in a more scalable, profitable way, that's going to be key. And I think that's what the SaaS model is all about.
Awesome. And that agency who is making the 10 million, are they having like a service part of it and a SaaS part, or are they like going?
Well, that's just 10 million in revenue off the software alone. Oh, and the next one down is 6 million. And then I don't know the rest, but I mean, there's like how many millions are underneath that? There's a bunch of them that are at $1 million. And the reality is there's a mix of all types. But the 10 million folks, I think they're almost exclusively SaaS. You know, there's some services in there, but not much. But again, it's all about, but the reality is I've seen it in every type. I've seen it in people that are heavy service focused, where they add the SaaS into the service. I've seen the other way where they'll do the SaaS first and then they'll have the service later, which tends to be the better combo, in my opinion. I've seen it in every different way. I've seen it in big agencies, like people who have 1,000 customers. I've seen people do it, you know, starting off their very first customer. It works across the board. So no matter what type of agency, no matter where you're at in your progression, it's something you can add in. And frankly, it just works. It just gives you a lot more revenue, a lot more stickiness.
Awesome. It must be crazy for you to kind of see how all of this is kind of unfolding I'm sure you like, or I know that you guys have been working super hard on this, but when you started, like, could you like envision how this would kind of play out, or?
Oh, no, not at all. No. And anybody who ever says they can is lying anyways. I mean, what I think, again, I would say models matter. And what I think we got right was out of the gate, we realized that we weren't going to be experts at everything, and that the true heroes were the agencies that we served. And by white labeling ourselves, I think what we enabled is for the agency to rise above and to be the person on stage, and for them to be like the highlight, which is really what we always believe they should be, because they're the ones truly providing the value. But what we didn't anticipate is the creativity of those agencies to go out and do amazing things that we could never imagine. And I will say, it's so funny. I still every day find new things I didn't know was happening. And many of them, I still don't even understand them incomplete, because it's taken someone a lifetime of learning and experience in that niche or in that area or in that problem to fundamentally be able to then take high level, add their knowledge, and then solve for it. So that creativity is insane. And no, I could have never imagined it, but it's a really cool thing.
Yeah, it is crazy. And I like to see like High Levels as a blank canvas. You can pretty much do so many things with it. You can build automation in so many different ways. You can apply it to so many different niches and so on and so forth. It's really cool. But what was it that like kind of inspired you to start High Level in the first place? So I had 1,000 small business customers at another SaaS app that I was running, and they all told me the same thing. They wanted more customers. And so I said, oh, no problem. We'll go write some software for that.
And we did, and a bunch of them bought it, and we were really excited at first. And then 2 weeks went by, and they all started canceling. And I was like, what the heck is wrong with you? Like, you said this stuff was amazing, right? And then they would say, well, it is amazing, but we don't have time to learn it. We don't have time to like put it in our business. We don't have time to understand it. And I didn't really know what to do at that point, but I got a call from a marketing agency. And the marketing agency says, hey, we have a co-customer in common. I'd love to understand what you're doing for our customer. And so I got on a call. And I remember being really hesitant to get on the call. I was like, I don't get it. This guy's not my customer. Why am I bothering? Why am I wasting my time? He's not paying me any money. But I got on the call. He was a super nice dude. So I got on the call, and not only did he understand what we were doing, he bought it for all of his other agency clients. He gave us a bunch of good advice on how we could improve it. 2 weeks later, he didn't cancel. He started introducing us to other agencies. And very quickly thereafter, what I started to realize is that the really profitable, successful small business, they were working with an agency. They just wouldn't say that because no one ever says that. They never come out and say like, all the success is not my responsibility. I didn't do any of this. It's actually my agency. No, they come out and they say, it's all me. I'm a genius, right? So what we realized is the agencies make the difference between success and failure. And as soon as we knew that, we stopped selling to small businesses entirely. We eventually transitioned them all out. And then we only worked with agencies because we knew that's where the real success would lie.
Cool. Yeah, and like the white labeling is huge. I was so ecstatic when I found out about that, the white labeling stuff, that I could like brand it my own, and I can have an app, and I did everything on the phone and have everything on my agency name, home service, and I could utilize that in my pitch deck on the sales calls, and it's like I can present that as my own, as our agency. It's huge.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's really cool. So what do you think is like something that will become more important now in the SMMA industry in the future to be able to provide more and better results for our clients? Like something that we're maybe not using right now, but that will become bigger and more important in the future?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm pretty excited about all the AI stuff that I'm seeing. We're going to have our version come out in Q1. So you'll see our first version of AI copywriting come out. I see this as actually really positive because I think marketers have always struggled with this idea of like, how do I create, unique content for my customer that's quality enough that people want to read it, but is also not the same for every single client. And I think AI sort of opens the door to that. It's also just another way to automate a task that had to be done. It can do it well. And I think that we can make it very contextual. So we can say, oh, you're in the blog post section. Great. Here's the click this button to create a blog post using AI. Oh, you're in the social media section. Great. Click this button to create a social media post using AI, right? So I'm pretty excited about that. I think that's a technology that's really got some legs to it.
Awesome. And it feels like, since you guys are building a software as well, it feels like you guys have to really be on the ball to kind of see what's going on, what's going to happen potentially in the metaverse, or how are we actually, like, how will we do advertising maybe in like only 5 years? Maybe everybody has like goggles on them or whatever it might be. So I assume that you guys are really like on the ball trying to look into the future too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good question. So on one hand, we absolutely do that all the time, but we didn't get here by thinking we were the smartest people in the room. We got here really by listening to our customers. So what we really like to do is when new tech comes out, we play with it because it's fun. But what we really do is look at the marketers. We look at our customers and say, like, are they, yeah, this is cool. And maybe we see the potential and maybe we think it's a good idea, but like have any of them translated it into the real world? Because a lot of times, the good idea when tried out in the real world is a failure because maybe people can't understand it or they can't afford it or it's not fast enough for them or whatever it may be. And so what we love about marketers is they're able to take the possible and make it real and test it out in the real world to see if it works. And we feel like our job is really just to follow their lead. And so when something is super successful, we need to jump on it, get that out, make it part of the app, and just make it simpler and easier for them. And that's kind of what we do.
Well, yeah, it makes complete sense, right? You have like the perfect feedback loop for like,
yeah,
that's awesome. Good stuff.
We know the smartest people in the room when it comes to marketing.
Yeah, no, that must be so much fun as well to be able to talk with agencies who are actually in the market, providing results for their clients and be able to speak with them. They're asking for something and then be able to build that for them. And then be as the agency owner to actually ask for something and get it. It's actually pretty crazy.
Oh yeah. I mean, well, and think about every other software product, they have to deal with like dentists and doctors and lawyers and like all lawn care guys telling them what to do. And it's like, I'm sure all those people are well-intentioned, and I'm sure some of them are really great, but a lot of them are probably just throwing things up against the wall. The nice thing about working with marketers is that's all they do every day, right? And so when we hear from them, we really know they know what they're talking about. And I think we just get the best version of the idea or the best version of the problem to be solved.
Awesome. Good stuff. And so what do you feel is like the biggest difference between a really big and very successful agency versus like an agency that are trying to scale, or like an okay agency, if that makes sense?
Models.
Okay.
The model that you have will define everything. And you can look outside the agency space and ask yourself, look at businesses that scale and that have higher profit margins. And I guarantee you they have a better model. And what I mean by that is, is the product you're selling really easy to duplicate? Is the product you're selling have probably less customizations than other people, right? Or is the product you're selling, how many human beings have to touch it in order for it to be something that's ready to go or something that works on its own, right? The model you're choosing really will define your success or failure, because, it's sort of like, I always like to look at like cars, and if you look at like Tesla, and you go and you price out a Tesla, and you price out one of their competitors' vehicles, what you're going to find is really simple. The amount of customizations from a competitor is significantly higher. There's more options, like more colors, interior, exterior, bells and widgets and all this stuff. But then when you look at the very bottom price tag, it's actually lower than Tesla is going to give you for a lot less options. And what does that result in? It just means that Tesla has more money at the end of the day because they have to make less combinations of vehicles. It's that simple. And it doesn't mean they have a lower quality product. It doesn't mean their customers are less satisfied. It doesn't mean any of those things. It simply means that as a business, they can scale better than their competitors in the same market. And I think agencies have that same dynamic. Some agencies have products that scale, and this is why we like SaaS. We think SaaS is the answer to this for most agencies. But some agencies have a really good boxed product or a very good scalable model, and some people are trying to custom do everything, and then unfortunately their models just don't go that far.
Yeah, like in our agency, we went away from the generalist side of things. We're not a full SaaS agency, but we're more so like a specialist. We only work with a specific industry. We only focus on one specific service so that we can keep it as simple as possible. If you figure out that something works for one client, we just copy paste it for more clients essentially. But yeah, that's interesting. It makes sense. It's like simplicity, and then be able to scale it as well. And obviously it's the best type of thing that you can scale is the SaaS. It's going to trump the service every time, but yeah.
Yeah, it's got a lot lower, costs associated with it, and as a result, it's a lot higher profit margin. And it also just requires less people. I mean, I think the other problem with superhuman capital intensive businesses tend not to scale. I mean, if you look at accounting firms, it's not just the agencies, right? So like accounting firms, law firms, think about it. How many national law firms are there? There's very few. And even the law firms that are large, they're partnership structures, and they're partnership structures for a reason, because if they weren't, the average attorney there would just leave and go start their own firm, right? So the reason why is that? It's because it's a purely human capital intensive business, and it just doesn't scale very well. And so I think marketing agencies in their traditional form have that same weak link, which is if you want to have 1,000 customers, you're going to have 100 employees or whatever. And if you want to have 100 customers, you're going to have 10 employees. But either way, you're not getting the economies of scale that you're going to get from other different business models.
That's really cool. Do you have any like golden nugget that you can share from the like really successful SaaS agencies? Do they like niche in and try to fix like one specific market, or do they like spread out and do like more generalist approach?
Yeah. So, I mean, what I would say is they don't overthink it. So, I like to, if you go out and look at really successful software companies, I can show you software companies that have, 5 features that do 100 million in revenue and have tens of thousands of small business customers. The SaaS agencies I know that are successful, they focus on this idea. They focus on less is more. And that's the point, right? I always try to ask people, like, if you had 100 million in revenue, like, would that be good for you? And I haven't met somebody yet who said no. And so I've said, well, then why are you overthinking it? Why are you trying to do so much? Why not take the things that work, that create consistent value, and stop there? Because ultimately what I find is the farther you try to go in creating more value beyond that, you just create this friction that is expensive for you. It's expensive for your client, and the clients eventually just don't want to pay that kind of money. And they'll say, thanks, but no thanks. The $2,000 a month plus ad spend trick it doesn't last very long in most cases, because not because the agency's not doing a good job, because the person can't imagine paying $2,000 to a person for anything for forever. It's just not what they do anywhere else in their business. So why would they do that with you? And it puts a big target on your back, and it just makes them think, how can I get rid of this person? Because they're so expensive.
It's like Podium, right? They have like just a simple web chat widget, and it's like worth, I don't know how much money they're worth, but that's like a,
well, it's worth billions, but but forget valuation. In revenue terms alone, it's over $100 million in revenue.
Yeah. And a simple solution like that can provide like real value for businesses as well, like a lot of money.
Real value. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's not cheating. The business is that the feature set there drives more business and way more revenue than that solution costs, right? And as an agency, look, it's not that you have to stop there. You can always do more, right? But start there, get your model right, and always know you're never going to lose a customer on that base. And then you can always build on that base, right? But not to have that base be solid, not to have that model be scalable. You're never gonna win. You're gonna be on the hamster wheel of, I got 5 clients, I lost 2, I gotta get 2 more. Oh, I lost 2 more, I lost 3. The hamster wheel just keeps going, and you never get anywhere other than those 5 clients. It's a brutal, brutal existence.
Yeah, love it. Awesome stuff. Cool. If it's okay with you now, I have some questions from the community as well that we can dive into.
Great. Let's do it.
Cool. So we had a question here from Hans Landbo, and he asked, how do you see Go High Level and the agency world as a whole evolving in regard to artificial intelligence? Are there any plans on integrating like Chat GPT or other AI systems that can help agency owners become more efficient?
There you go. We'll see in a couple of weeks.
Yeah. Cool.
That'll be out. That's absolutely part of the plan. So yeah, I think those technologies, and again, what a wonderful example of something that put in the hands of a professional can create amazing outcomes, but put in the hands of the average person, and you're just going to get a lot of garbage. But yes, we will absolutely have ChatGPT and GPT powered or 3 powered AI live in Q1.
Awesome. That's exciting. Good stuff. Another question. Mahmoud Junas, he is asking, how do you envision High Level evolving in the next 5 to 10 years? And what role do you see the SMMA agencies playing in that evolution?
Yeah, so I think this is what's great about being an agency. I think that the world of marketing changes constantly. And I think that in the future, I think agencies will be relied upon more for their expertise and more for their services than they have actually in the past. Because now I think they're broadening their horizon of what they're capable of doing. An agency doing it right, coming in, can now do so much more than just run my ads and run away. Now they're showing me how to build my business. They're giving me the software that I need to actually build that business. They're creating a way bigger impact in what I'm doing. And I think that because I'm looking for a partner that's going to care a lot more about me, I would much rather work with that agency, and they have a bigger breadth of service, right? So the other thing is, like, maybe they start here, but they can go all the way over here, versus if I go to these more traditional vendors, they're just going to stick me in this one little thing. And if I ask for more, they're going to say, sorry, we don't do that. Agencies are much broader in their offerings, because they're trying to holistically try to create value and get me more customers and grow my business. And that's how they're thinking, versus no, I just provide this one little tool and that's all I do, and you have a nice day. Like that, I think really is going to help agencies thrive.
Yeah, because the technology is evolving so fast and so quickly, and there's so many markets out there and so many type of business owners who have no idea. Like, we're helping a lot of roofing and solar companies, and they're way behind on the technology side of things. So they need like a middle hand, like that can help them with High Level. And that's why High Level is so awesome as well, because it has everything that you need. And then you can just use High Level to solve basically all of the problems for your clients, which is crazy, actually. Yeah, it's really cool. Awesome. All right, another question from Mahmoud Yunus as well. What advice do you have for SMMA owners looking to grow their business and stand out from the competition and succeed in the industry?
Go SaaS.
Yeah, we basically talked about it, right? Yeah.
I mean, walk into a business and say, listen, my goal, I'm going to get you more customers. That's what I'm going to do, and do it in a way that's really scalable for them. But by offering more than just your service, offering the technology, it's an end-to-end solution, right? I mean, and think about it from a business owner's perspective. Do you really want to go to 10 people to get one problem solved, right? No. And you're busy, right? If you're in the solar industry, you're up on a roof all day. You're trying to put solar panels on somebody's house. You're dealing with inspectors. You're trying to get, the system operational, on and on and on. You don't have time to monkey around with getting your next customer. You want to find somebody who can help you do that so you can focus on what you're good at. So as an SMMA agency owner, think of yourself as a holistic solution to your customer. And if you do that, I think you'll be incredibly successful, because now you're invaluable. You've just solved the problem. You haven't just provided me a piece of the solution.
Yeah, it's not only like the lead generation appointments, but it's like the software and the CRM, the automations, all of that, and the reputation management, and getting the reviews, which is huge as well for all of the local companies.
A whole life cycle, right?
Yeah, it's
and the other big thing people haven't even talked about is the referral management. I mean, we call it affiliate management. What do you think that is? Hey, Mr. Customer who just bought us $30,000, $40,000 solar system from us. If you recommend one of your friends and one of them comes and buys, we'll cut you a check for $500. Just fill out this form and we'll shoot an email out with your affiliate link out for you automatically. That's in every sub account right now. And you can do that. I mean, hello, no ad spend. I mean, and if I buy solar, do you think maybe I know other people who have the money and who have the mindset who are likely to want to buy that product as well? Heck yeah, of course I do. And they know other people, and they know other people, and they know other people. You don't need to go to Facebook. You don't need to go to Google to find them. You can just work through your existing customer base.
Yeah, I feel like that is something not a lot of agency owners are utilizing, which could be like, or it is like the easiest win you can do is like utilize your
easiest.
Yeah, just send like a text blast.
Look, if you sit down and you ask yourself, okay, in the last month, what have I bought that I normally don't buy? And then why or how did I think to learn about buying it? I guarantee you're going to happen across at least one thing that one of your friends or family told you about that you didn't know about. That's just how it works. That's how we're a social species. But if you can incentivize people to talk about something, right, that they already like anyways, I mean, you're just going to blow it up, and you don't have to pay Facebook for that. You can just ask people, pay your customers, right? Like it's crazy. It's a great strategy.
Yeah, it's free and it's a lot more powerful because people trust people they know, and watching ads online still works, but like it's so much more powerful if you hear it from a friend or from a neighbor or from
there is no way on the planet that you don't buy more stuff that your friends recommend by percentage than some ad you see. Just you know it. I know it. It's how I do. That's how I do things too. In fact, I bought solar and recently, and the reason I bought solar wasn't because it was an ad. It was because I was at a farmer's market and they had a booth and they seemed nice and they were local. And then some other person who was at the farmer's market was like, "Oh, I love these guys. They installed my solar too." And right off the back of that, I was like, "Okay, well, they must be great." And boom, I bought solar.
Yeah. And what's fun about that type of advertising as well, like with the referrals, is that you can incentivize the people who refer business to you, but you can also incentivize, give a special deal to the person that they are promoting it to, essentially. So
right. And it keeps going, right? Because the person that gets referred, they can refer people too. It just keeps growing. It becomes exponential.
Yeah. Awesome. Good stuff. Cool. Okay, another question. Daniel Jan, what are some projects and potential features we should expect in the future of High Level?
Oh gosh, I mean, remember, we only plan a quarter out, so there's a ton of stuff. I mean, you've got AI coming down. You've got email A/B testing that's coming out. You've got payment gateway support to Authorize.net and NMI, which will open up hundreds of different merchant providers. Gosh, what else is? You've got the AI stuff that's coming out. I have to go look at my list. And this is all just happening like this quarter, right? We're working on internationalization, which is going to be huge. Webinar. We have a bunch of stuff coming out for the calendaring, so you can do like webinars. You can do group booking, so like class booking, or you can do booking where you if you need 2 people or multiple people to be booked as a single appointment because they're like a team, you'll be able to do that, which I think will be really awesome. So there's just a ton of stuff coming out all the time like that. And that's just one quarter's worth of work. I mean, by the end of this quarter, we'll have a whole nother list.
Awesome. And by merchants, do you mean like alternatives to Stripe or something like that? Or
Yeah.
Okay. Because that is something.
We have a big demand. We have a big demand for that.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And a lot
Yeah,
of
that'll
people
be
going
out in
through.
2 weeks.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. And we have a lot of people going through the course as well from all over the world, the US and UK and Europe, but also a lot of people from India who have problems just like signing up. So that was also like a common question. They really want to sign
Yeah.
up, but they can't. There's some problem with the bank or whatever it might be. That might be something that the crypto market will change in the future, but that's another
Maybe.
discussion.
We'll see. We'll see. It's
Yeah,
not looking too good right now.
yeah, for sure. All right. And then you also had a question, what is your plan to take high level to the next level?
Well, this is a great thing. It's not about me, right? It's about us. And I think that the thing that we've cracked the code on, if anything, is how to partner with our customers in a way where everyone's benefiting. And so my goal is really simple. I want to get this model out to more people because I think it's a big world. There's a ton of opportunity, and we're really doing something unique and different, right? We're enabling people who, for the longest time, have at best gotten affiliate commission from a software company to be software companies. And software is just a tool, but it's a necessary tool. It's a vital tool to help customers grow and to help serve your customers. And so if you can own it, monetize it, and profit from it, right? Like, how is that not a beautiful thing? And so for me, it's just, how do we get this message out to more people? Because I think we have the right model. I mean, every customer we have, I would say the same to them. Like, if you're not making more money from us than you're paying us, like, you're doing it wrong. Like, I truly think we're making money for the vast majority of our customers, and we will someday make it money for all of them, way more than they pay us. And that's an awesome thing. And that's what I want. I always say I want High Level to be a $10 billion company. And what I mean by that is I want my customers to be getting 9 billion in revenue, and I want us to get $1 billion in revenue. And I think that's the idea. We're here to share. We're here to help people grow. We want our customers to be successful.
Yeah. Yeah, like one mantra that I live by is like the one who provides the most value wins. And it's always true. Yeah, yeah, it and I feel like there's not really anybody else in the market right now who provides more value than the Go High Level does. Like, just a simple fact, like when you run a campaign in our agency, like in the past when we had all of these different softwares and we were trying to do A/B testing, we had one tool for the calendar, we had one tool for the survey, one tool for the landing page, and then you're trying to glue everything together with another tool to test everything. And within High Level, just have everything in one place. And yeah, it's huge. It's huge. Good stuff. Cool.
Totally agree. Totally agree.
Awesome. Okay, another question. I have two more questions here. So this one is from Paul, and he's asking, do you have any hobbies outside of work that helps with leadership skills or simply become a better leader or entrepreneur overall?
Well,
Yeah.
probably not. I like skiing, but I don't think that necessarily makes me a better leader. And I would say that leadership comes from the top. So I just always try to represent the type of leader that I want other people to be, and try to, especially when it comes to values or decision making or just directional, right? Because I feel like that's how you have the most impact as a leader, is you have to get out there and lead. You can't, books are helpful, and activities like this are helpful. I enjoy meeting my customers. My biggest hobby is going out to events and seeing people and meeting people and learning about what they're doing to be successful. And I guess I would say that makes me a better leader, probably because my people see me out there doing that, and it's not easy, and you spend a lot of time on airplanes and all of that. And so they feel like, well, if he's willing to go do that, maybe I could get on a customer call or two and it's not going to hurt me. So I think really it's about leading from the top that matters more when it comes to really kind of helping your people and creating good leadership style.
Awesome. Yeah, and I know that for a fact. Like the positive vibe from the Go High Level team is like, it's from like just being able to interview you and sitting here, and I know that you're on a lot of like out there and showing your face, and a lot of people of the co-founders, but also if you just contact like the support chat or whoever it might be, there's always a positive notion or like a positive vibe when you talk to people. And I agree.
Yeah, we have great people
from the top. Yeah, really, really great people. Awesome. Final question. What advice do you have, like general advice for aspiring entrepreneurs looking to start, run, and grow their own business? Because I'm sure you've been through a bumpy ride to be where you are today. So do you have any like specific like
Yeah.
principles or values or anything that can guide new entrepreneurs?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the idea here is that, just realize that there are no straight paths. You will fail a lot before you succeed. And it's about continuing the journey more than it is finding the right answer. And I think this is where people get hung up. They think that they have this plan and they execute the plan, and then something goes wrong and they think, well, gosh, that just means I'm a failure. But I think in reality, that just means you've learned something new. Fundamentally seeing failure as a learning opportunity, but just realizing like you just keep moving, like you just keep pushing forward. And if you do that, you will achieve success. I mean, I have many companies that we tried to start that failed, that didn't work, that were tiny successes or no successes, and everything in between. And fundamentally, it all led me here. And I wouldn't be here without those experiences. I mean, I once thought of myself as a millionaire, and then I lost it all. And it wasn't Bitcoin. It was I was a partner in a business, and I picked the wrong partner, and it cost me 12 years of my life. But fundamentally, as tragic as that was, I think it taught me a great deal. And were it not for that experience, I don't think I would be here today. In fact, I know I wouldn't be here today. And so I just think it's about remembering that you just need to continue to push forward. And sometimes, you have to take a break, or sometimes you have to you can't do it full time. Maybe you have to go get a job and fund it on the side, or do it at nights and weekends or whatever. But, just don't cease forward momentum of some kind. And I think eventually you will find success.
Awesome. Love it. Hey, Sean, thank you so much for jumping on the call. I know that the community will love it.
Absolutely.
Appreciate the time. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. Bye for now.
All right, that is the interview with Sean. Hopefully you enjoyed it. An awesome interview. And yeah, basically the next step, you know what to do. maxpatience.com/high-level-pro. You can start a 30-day free trial. And for today's quote, if you always do what you've always done, you will always get what you've always got. Henry Ford. All right, awesome quote. So that's it for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed the presentation. Hopefully you enjoyed the interview as well. Now upgrade to the 30-day free trial plan, and let's get to work. And I hope to see you on the weekly Q&A calls very soon as well.